Hello everyone. Let's get into it and see what Source has to say. First card I pulled was 61, so 7, Inspiration. Creativity is the single most important gift for drawing humanity out of its mass psychosis. My wisdom story. I was born asking why. Why were boys more valuable than girls? Why was there war? Was God a loving God? I pondered these questions during a time in my country when they were forbidden. Though I learned to keep quiet, my fascination with religion continued throughout my young adulthood. Against the will of my religiously disenchanted parents and the frantically atheist party ruling the country, I collected every bit of information I could from my older relatives about Confucianism, Taoism, Buddhism. When the new constitution passed and the normal religious activities were allowed, I immediately explored Islam and Christianity. When I moved to the West, finally free to explore anything I liked, I became consumed with the study of religions, especially those that had been forbidden to me. The more I learned, the more complex the picture became. I had to know, where did these religions, myths, archetypes originate in the first place? Why were there so many unexplained parallels between parallels between the world religions going back thousands of years? Where and from whom did the impossible sacred monuments and temples truly come from? I turned to archaeology and was catapulted down a wormhole that challenged everything I knew about reality. My journey took me from the Bible to Egypt, to Sumeria, to Lemuria, to Atlantis, and farther. I uncovered so many holes in scientific thought that I had to consider the strangest possibilities, from ancient astronauts to stargates, rainbow bodies, time travel, multidimensionality, orbs, giants, and fairies. I became obsessed with supernovas, reincarnation, paranormal, UFOs, crop circles, and near-death experiences. Every new answer birthed a new question. People either thought I was crazy for believing certain things or for not embracing their beliefs. The pressure to understand the nature of reality became unbearable. When I finally stopped trying to get rid of the pressure and instead stepped right into it, my intellect shattered. Even I believed I was crazy. But soon I realized that most people on the planet were basically psychotic. None of us saw reality as it actually was. And the moment I stopped asking why and was graced with true inspiration, the most spectacular art began to flow through me. I no longer needed to understand reality, only to experience it directly. My gift to you, I come to say that you cannot force or predict inspiration. The muse appears on her own terms and her own timing. She enters your life as a pressure, beckoning you into the unknown, calling you inwards and back to your origins. She's not always about fun and games. Sometimes she comes to dismantle your way of thinking and to shake up your entire grasp of reality and your ability to love. To welcome her into your life, you must practice immense patience and trust. Be willing to receive your inner secrets, truth, and mystery that is all around you. Even when you can't feel her, know that she's working behind the scenes. Don't look for spirit outside of yourself. Be spirit. Questions for contemplation. Might your certainty about a philosophy, system, or path be hiding a deeper fear of the unknown? Is it hard to relax when you can't find the answer to a big why? Try spending a period of time without working hard to understand. When you've given up on discovering who you truly are and where you come from, are you afraid of digging too deep? Pick an unusual inquiry for yourself and go digging. Have you ever experienced a breakdown, physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, that became an inspiring breakthrough? So this is funny because this definitely relates to my Maive's Fuchsia Oracle that posts on Sundays. That's going to come out this Sunday. It had a lot to do with trusting your intuition. And it's funny because when you are awake and you see the bigger picture of things, you are perceived as crazy because everybody else is asleep. Or if you're extremely intuitive, you might be called crazy because you're picking up on things that other people are not aware of, because you're able to read the energies and feel things at a deeper level. And it's all about trusting your intuition. And our inherent need to understand, and a lot of it we're not going to. And even on this spiritual journey, I've come to find that there's just, I'm not sure, one truth really for anyone. Everybody gets to experience their own life, and reality becomes a really weird thing. What's real, what's not real, and what's real to someone isn't real to another. It just gets weird and trippy. And when we kind of stop asking why and need to know, because even going and raising my consciousness and awareness, there's always something else or something challenging that. It's a weird, you just don't always need to know why. Sabrina Lynn talks about how if you need to know, you'll know, and if not, then it's not what you need to know. And you'll know when you need to know, and if you don't know, then you don't need to know, or you don't need to know yet. It even tied into the unknown. There's a fear of the unknown. Being weird AF is better than being boring as hell. Go to the grocery store and buy one grape, just one, put it on the conveyor belt, let the checker weigh it and ring you up, ask for a receipt, do not under any circumstances explain yourself to anyone. Take that grape and thank it for teaching you how to do shit that others don't understand for whatever good reason you have. And that's another thing. You know, people are not going to understand you on your journey, and they don't need to. As long as you know what's going on, as long as you understand why you do the things you do, that's all that matters. It's not going to make sense to everybody, especially if you are on an intuitive way of living and you are in the awoken or awakened collective. And a lot of people are just doing things because that's all that they've ever been taught or know. They're not challenging the whys. Which brings me to my deck. Explore why you are the way you are. Self-discovery. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Let me find it here. You know, it's also getting to realize what beliefs are yours. Are you living in someone else's reality? Or are they your beliefs? I'm looking for the card. Two things, actually. Make sure what you believe about yourself is true, because others will believe it as well. Like, you set the tone for how people treat you and what they think of you by the way you treat yourself and the way that you think about yourself. Know why you do the things you do. Know why you believe the things you believe. If you do not know, then perhaps those ways are not your own. Change them. It's really about really getting to know what is it that you believe. Not what your parents want you to believe, not what you think you should believe, but deep down, what is your truth? What resonates with you on this soul level that you might not consciously be able to make sense of, but it's like the only thing that feels true to you. Maybe less logic. You know, the feminine mysteries and just the magic of the universe isn't logic. It's not reason. It's not something you can make sense of. You just feel it on a deep level. Your logical mind doesn't understand how you know what you know, but you just do. If you ask the universe for signs, believe what shows up. Seriously, don't go asking a tarot deck about that lover you're pretty sure you should leave and then pull the leave their ass card and pretend like you don't know what it's saying. That, sweetheart, is a recipe for some cosmic ass kicking. The universe is loving AF, but it created the tough love game. If you ask for direction and don't listen, she's gonna rain signs on you till you do. Bonus sign, if you pulled this card asking if you should learn to twerk, you totally should. Again, what might be assigned to you, people be like, that's means nothing. You're connecting dots where they don't need to be connected. You're dreaming, you're crazy. That doesn't mean anything. You can tell the difference when you're trying to force something and make it mean something versus insight that comes to you on its own, out of quote unquote nowhere. And it's really about getting good at trusting your own signs, because they're not going to be like everyone else's. And if you are psychic and tuned in and extremely aware, you're going to be able to pick up on things that people don't see and don't understand. And that's the thing with energy. Say you come across a person that just gives you awful feeling, like there's just something off about them. Follow that. There's a reason. Even if you're with a group of people that are like, oh, we love this person, I don't see why you see that or why you feel that way. Half the time, people 1111 on the timer are not connected to their own internal guidance system or their bodies. They're in their heads. And it doesn't matter if everybody else doesn't see why you think this. If you feel it on a soul level and your intuition is telling you something, then listen to it. It doesn't have to make logical sense, and you don't have to stick around to wait and find out what it is that's quote unquote off about this situation or person. And you might never know. But you got to trust that. You learn to trust it. It is a practice. I think we're coming into a time where a lot of us are just not gonna be doing things that don't feel right to us anymore. At least that is on the path that I am currently on. You know, if it doesn't make sense to me, then, and if my body is telling me no, why would I do that then? I got the 8 of Wands. Wands represent courage, creativity, travel, and influence. Rapid action, movement, quick decisions, speed, excitement. I also feel like the closer the more you learn how to work with your own intuition and you're more confident with the subtleties and the unknown and just how it works for you, because again, it works different for everybody. I feel like you're going to be able to make quicker decisions, because really, when you think about it, none of this really matters. We're in an earth game. It's not that serious. You can't get it wrong and you're not going to get it done, as Abe Hicks says. Just decide. And that's not to say, oh, decide before you're ready to. You're going to know when you need to do the things, and you're going to know what you want to do when it comes time. There's no rush. Sit with it. Pentacles is stuff, property, money, abundance, ambition, prosperity, status, inheritance. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. Reward, success, independence, material security, self-sufficiency. It's breaking out of that control system and fear. 3D matrix. When you follow your intuition, you are rewarded. When you follow your heart, you are rewarded. 13:55 on the timer. You're not going to be punished or abandoned for doing what feels good and true and correct for you. And the people that don't honor that or respect that or support that are not true people. 14:14. If they don't inspire, expand, uplift, encourage, if they don't fan your flames, it's time for them to go. And the great thing about that, you just have to tell the universe. And sometimes you don't even have to tell it. You just acknowledge, okay, I see that this person, place, or thing, 1441, is not to my highest good anymore. And then slowly, It just kind of fades out of your life. It's when you try to hold on to things that do not serve you anymore that it's a very chaotic, less graceful exit. And that's from experience. Don't hold on to things that are not yours to hold on to anymore. Let it go. And then we have Snell. He's cute. Love the green. And Gazelle. Let's see what they have to say. All right, Snail's superpower, self-protection, learning to trust, opening up, vulnerability, being at home wherever you are, going on adventures, taking it slow, exploration. So 2 things with that. It is about coming into safety, security, stability, reliability, centeredness, alignment within yourself. Being vulnerable, learning to trust, opening up, all goes to the trusting your intuition. Snell wisdom, understanding the value of taking things slow and examining all options is a secret power or secret superpower. Again, we're in a world of pressure and people not being patient with you making choices. 16:16 on the timer. It's okay to take your time. When Snail appears, think about the delicate balance between protection and trust, between sharing and concealing. Snail wants you to know you can make yourself at home where you happen to be. You carry within yourself all that you need to be successful and whole. You get to decide who you are and how and where you show up in the world. We have so much more power, discernment, sovereignty, individuality, say, choice in the matter than what we believe. And the more you choose yourself, the more you see that. Gazelle, superpowers, gracefulness, rising above difficulties, navigation, optimism, alertness, cleverness, going with the group, flow, having energy, being observant. Gazelle, wisdom, the past is the past for a reason. Don't look back, live in the present moment. Plus, when you're looking at the past, 1717, you're only reliving and keeping those things active to create more of that in the future. Do the healing, feel it, heal it, repair it, and let it go so that you can move forward. When Gazelle appears, grace will help you rise above any troubles. Don't deny your inner curmudgeon. I'm going to have to look that up. Curmudgeon. But look for silver linings whenever and wherever you can. That kind of goes with the point of like not toxic positivity or gaslighting yourself or, not looking at what you're feeling and what's going on, but what is the lesson in it? What is it there to teach you? What are you going to gain and receive from this thing going on in your life? Is it curmudgeon? Alexa, what's curmudgeon?
A curmudgeon is a person who is bad-tempered, difficult to get along with, and cantankerous.
Alexa, what's tankerous?
Cantankerous is an adjective that describes something or someone that is difficult to deal with, argumentative, or peevish. It implies a tendency towards negative emotions and a lack of cooperation or pleasantness.
This is fun.
Someone or something can
Alexa, what's peevish?
Peevish is an adjective that means cross, querulous, or fretful, as from vexation or discontent.
I like asking her definitions. So basically, like, don't deny your inner critic, your shadow self. It's okay that you feel how you feel, but there is also a silver lining. Gazelle wants you to know. Be adventurous and take a leap of faith, but keep your wits about you and your red flag goggles at the steady. But keep your wits about you and your red flag goggles at the ready. Safety first. So again, like, the more you trust yourself and your intuition, you're going to be able to make quicker decisions. But if it's something that feels off, listen to that. Follow your inspirations and follow that flow and act when it feels like an inspired action, when the energies are lined up. Namaste.